For the Gunfighter commission, for the Commemorative Air Force's 50th anniversary, we only had 28 days to complete that project from start to finish. 28 days to build a custom motorcycle. That's one hell of a challenge. 28 days to build one-off wheels, mirrors, pipes, oil bag. You know, when you're really doing that type of work, 28 days is not a lot of time.
We've been dreaming of this, to be here. Hey, we'd like to be part of the show, right? And now we're here, and we have to pull it off.
You've got 1 week for design, 1 week for fabrication, 1 week for paint, and then another week to assemble it and actually have the thing operational. With the timeline that we had, 28 days to build this bike, I really didn't have the time to drive 750 miles to Midland, Texas, but it was paramount in this project to be able to get the feel, the essence of what the CAF represents, what it's all about. And I took one of my bikes that I'd done for Matthew McConaughey, a Texas Longhorn Championship bike.
Brought a little show and tell with me. Outstanding. Thought maybe it would help out, you know, so these guys would understand what we really do.
After meeting the staff at the CAF and going through the museum and having the time to reflect, that just gave me a lot of inspiration.
This would be a nice piece for the oil bag.
And the wings, and the shapes, the rivet lines.
The guns, 50 cal machine guns everywhere.
Cockpit, the glass, the instrumentation. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit here, but walking around these pieces, my mind is just overrun with how I would do this project.
When Chester's Harley-Davidson found out that we were doing this project for the Commemorative Air Force, he donated a brand new motorcycle to the project for us to build from.
There are the keys. It's all yours. And we hope that it'll be something that you'll get involved in and be able to bring a great deal of pride to the Commemorative Air Force and the folks that have served in the military over the years.
Well, I'm kind of speechless. I'm not sure if you guys are pulling it.
Let me pinch you.
I spent most of my life trying to afford a Harley-Davidson, more or less, you know. Now I'm going to take and cut into a brand new one. It's kind of almost, you know, unethical.
Well, we know that you'll do good things with it, so we're leaving it in good hands.
We didn't really know what to expect when Chester's Harley-Davidson showed up to deliver the motorcycle that we were going to build from, but they delivered a Heritage, which is probably one of the most classic motorcycles that Harley-Davidson's ever done.
It's a pretty thing, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, that's my whole point. I mean, how do you cut into a brand new motorcycle to?
Well, now, if you like, I'll take it back.
No.
So it was fitting for the project, a little bit of a stretch for where we needed to go with it, but I think we're going to get there. Getting a brand new motorcycle to rip apart, you know, it had like a mile on it, right? There's just something wrong with that, but also it was a lot of fun.
You ready to do this thing, man? I can't believe we're gonna hack up a brand new Harley-Davidson. I've only got 2 days while I'm home right now, so we're gonna have to get this thing torn apart today. Hack it up, get the sheet metal going, and get it ready for paint.
Well, how far are we going with it?
All the way down.
When you're getting ready to pull apart a brand new motorcycle that you never even started, you gotta at least do one burnout with it before you rip it apart.
All right, strip it, Clyde.
Man, I hope we don't set off the sprinklers.
That'd be sweet.
You see this thing's only got 3 miles on it?
It's at 3.5 now.
You know what? We got the seat off, but we gotta get rid of that windshield, bro. That's just really not our style. We gotta get that thing out there quick. Hey, can we get a fan in here, please? Two things. We cannot have the backrest on this thing, and we cannot have a windshield. There we go. This is it. Maybe this will show up on eBay. Hey, look for our ad on eBay.
Somebody will get it out of the dumpster.
Another piece bites the dust. Never to be used again. eBay item.
Let's make them templates so we can stretch the tank right. So we can still visualize it. No sense tearing it all apart and putting it back together.
We should figure out the tank right now
Yeah.
before we take it off. Yep. Airplanes are sexy, motorcycles are sexy, and they kind of go hand in hand. That feel of an airfoil, you know, that creates lift and makes this thing fly. So here we are, creating this sexy line that comes back into here.
Getting that airfoil look to it. Calm down.
It's gonna be really hard to grind on a brand new gas tank.
Hey, hey, hey.
What?
Go easy, man. Cause the spark, we're gonna blow the whole place up.
Ripping the bike apart and having the frame and the drivetrain as a foundation is pretty common.
It's not a Harley anymore. Once you cut the frame on a Harley Davidson, it's done. No longer a Harley.
You know, there's different foundations, just like there is for homes, or different blueprints for different airplanes. So this is the one that we had to work with, and you know, it was fine, but it's not what we like to do. We'd rather design the frame, the drivetrain, and everything to fit the project. This time we go, hey, here's what you have to work with. Let's see what you get out of it. After the meeting in Midland with the CAF and getting a feel for the organization, the next logical step was to go see Gunfighter.
Wow, this thing is beautiful.
He's a beauty, isn't she?
Oh man, unbelievable.
This is a P51D. It has a 1,490 horse, 1,650 cubic inch V12 engine, max speed 505 miles an hour.
The exhaust really stands out on this airplane.
Yeah, they're unique and they're not very long, and it's a very loud airplane because of that. It's got 6 stacks on each side for each cylinder.
Like kind of like a dragster, huh?
Very much so. And the other unique item underneath the belly of the airplane is the coolant scoop. The engineers accomplished 0 drag and possibly some thrust out of it.
After the airplane started up, Larry taxied out. We got to see the airplane take off right up against the runway.
You don't really get a feel for the power of the P51 Mustang until you're standing alongside the runway and it's flying by 6 feet off the ground at 250 miles an hour. There's nothing in the world that sounds like a P51 Mustang. You know, a V12 engine.
Just the most amazing sound I've ever heard.
It's unbelievable.
Amazing. I made a little deal with Larry. If I build this motorcycle to honor the P51 that he flies, I'll let him fly mine if he lets me fly his. Most beautiful airplane in the world right there. And we're going to build a bike after it.
Visiting Gunfighter confirmed that we were on the right track with this design and this custom build. The first step in building one of these bikes is I have to get something down on paper that conveys to the rest of the team the direction we're going. I'm not very good at sketching, So I always bring in a good friend of mine, Adam Canny. He comes in and does the renderings for us.
Heritage soft out.
Right.
Just get some wheels and tires laid out here. Stretching the tank back a little bit.
No, we wanted that whole airfoil look. We need to fatten the ass end up a little bit. Have that drag bike feel, just pure muscle, pure speed. I want it to look like it's going fast sitting still.
And he can sketch what I'm telling him, and it's usually right on. I mean, we worked out well together. He understands the direction that I'm going.
The wheels need to be propeller blades.
Just go with a 5-spoke. Kind of tie that in.
We want to use our exhaust because it's got that airfoil shape to it. So that's a style oil bag right there.
Okay, so we're going oval on the oil tank.
We'd like to put instruments into the tank so you get that feel of the cockpit. Does this help, Kenny?
It's a lot better than your stick figures. You can actually see what it's going to look like. It's a bit confusing, you know.
But it's really nice to bring him in so we can sketch in front of the team and everybody can see what's going on and understand it and have some input.
The exhaust here, you know, it's got the big V12 in it, so it's got 6 out of each side. Get it proportional and be, you know, authentic to where it scales down from the airplane right into the bike. I think they curve back just a little bit. You know, they got a slight curve to them. The 50 cal machine guns are pretty predominant, so I thought about maybe using those as the foot pegs. You know, in the cockpit, the gauges flow down through there, so we want that to carry on from this detachable piece right into the triple trees, right into the gas tank. So we're gonna have to modify the whole thing.
All new bracketry and everything.
If you've got clip-on bars now, we're going to have a couple extra holes left in that triple tree.
So gauges in the trees.
Kind of cool to have like a ignition switch, like an arming switch. Another thing we have to add is that scoop, man, to do something down in here.
After we get finished with the sketches and got the concept down to where the direction we're going, then the real work begins.